welcome everyone to the fifth and final part of my run in the Beyond the Bandlewood Invitational, the grand finals against Swim and the Might of Demacia. If you haven't seen the previous videos before, there's gonna be a link to a playlist somewhere up here. At the very start, I explain my own lineup and the deck building process, the whole format and everything, so I won't repeat this right here. Instead, we'll jump straight to Swim's deck and look what he brought representing Demacia. So Swim and I were the only two players who emerged out of the group stages undefeated. Swim, of course, representing Demacia, had a lineup that was very scary looking, but in very different ways. The first deck was Lucian Poppy, with a lot of rallies with Bannerman and Poppy being able to buff the very wide board, but also playing a lot of protection for these small units. Range is resolve, sharp side is combat tricks, and you have Young Witch giving all of your challenges quick attack, Brightsteel Protector defending your units in combat. This is just a pain to deal with, and this can close out the game very quickly and snowball out of control. The second deck was a more mid-rangey Jarvan list. Splashing Shurima is the second color, taking advantage of the vulnerable packages alongside with Honored Lord. Somewhat similar to the first deck, but with a lot less rallies, a lot less snowball effect, but playing more for value and so on. Also King Jarvan III as a potential finisher at the top end. And the third deck, if you know Swim, this is one of his favorites. It's Mono Fiora, but only limited to splashing 9 Freljord cards. This is a bit awkward with the protective combat tricks. Like, you're not playing as many Elixir of Irons and Brittle Steels and so on as you would like. Therefore, on paper, the Fiora deck, of course, should be pretty good into my Poppy deck and my Bandle tree deck, but should get absolutely dumpstered by the Veigar deck. Probably the other way around. The Veigar deck can get outraced by these faster Demacia decks or mid-rangey ones, but my own Bandle City Swarm decks should be able to hold the ground early on and then hopefully outvalue Swim's decks. So the pick and ban phase was very interesting. I think both of us didn't really know what the best options were, but we ended up with some good matchups for us and some pretty good games. Have fun with this one.
Is it the mustache? Who knows?
I think I'm leaning towards a Poppy ban. The Poppy deck is the easiest to outvalue, that's for sure. I don't hate the Jarvan ban either, but the deck is just not good. Like, it's so slow it only runs one rally, which means I should be able to outvalue them with all of my decks. I can spam chump blockers. He doesn't play Citria. There's no Fearsome. I can chump block for days. Can I beat Fiora? Heimer free farms Fiora. I do think the other decks can outrace Fiora. It's low on combat tricks because of the limitation of 9 Freljord splash cards. And like, I can contest her with Buster Shot and so on. I don't think Swim is expecting me to ban Poppy, but I think it might be the best ban. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So this is a pretty big coin flip. Let me coin flip. Left is heads, right is tails. Tails it is. Okay, this should be the better matchup for me. That really flipped a coin. Yeah, flipping a coin is a game theory optimal strategy in this type of best of 3. Oh, Aloof is so sick. You I don't need, you I probably want. I got a Aloof for 4 though. Like, the Bandle City Mayor is not going to survive long, that's the issue. So I'm thinking about keeping the Tanner. Having the 1-off in hand is kind of cute. I can just end round if he passes. Quite good for me. Merciless Hunter turn.
The young prince will be found.
One cost landmark would be really nice. Ah, that's unfortunate. Swing should be good here. Don't have this enabled yet. Oh, I do. Never mind, I used the pokey stick, I forgot about it. Then it doesn't matter with the one cost landmark. Also enables Buster Shot right away. And I have Prior next turn on Aloof. That's pretty sweet. By Prior, I of course mean I can play it first action of the turn. Which means I can maybe hit my opponent's Screeching Dragon before they drop it.
Faster!
Oh, from 4+ regions I can't read cards. Well, Buster Shot next turn it is. Interesting.
Look, a thing.
Elf, that's not ours.
Okay, the dragon really needs to die. I might go double Buster Shot on it.
There he stood on his balcony.
Probably just end drawn. I'm just going for the value game plan. Don't need to down trade. Now my opponent does have Jarvan Prior though. Before I can discard him with Aloof. Triple Aloof is nasty for this matchup though.
You're covered.
You dropped something.
I dropped everything.
Okay, Aegis is the biggest card. That was a one-off, so I can save my last Aloof for later.
Observe the price of ambition.
Still shooting the dragon post-combat.
Right out! Get my helmet!
Yeah, if I get this victory, I think it should be pretty easy win though in the series.
See you never.
So he can have Sharpside or Singer here if he's thinking about it. Okay.
I'm Tristana, and I take point. Scouts wear
Let's go.
helmets. Gunners carry guns.
My shield is yours.
Ooh, that might be a single combat. I think I like keeping stress defense mana. But just give up Tristana, it's not that big of a deal.
Gonna find a gift for Renekton. Right, Arda?
Okay, it's not single combat in that case. Right, Arda.
Brother, me before you?
This world is positively uppity downity, brother.
Voice lines are so good. What can we do so far? Nothing that costs more than 4. And no strike effect most likely. Okay, and that can only be a strike effect though. Might have wanted to conserve it. Yeah, the vulnerable felt slightly wasted. Or it might have been a bait to tap me under stress defense. But I think this was fine either way. Like I said earlier on, we're just not down trading and that should win us the game. Oh, Water Pulse is good.
For Befell.
You will shush.
Take the wheel.
You will sing.
He does have sharp sides.
Rambunctious fool.
He has no more rally. I could technically drop Bandle Tree this turn. Swarm again next turn. Make use of the spell mana.
Help! Somebody help!
Cost doesn't matter anymore at this stage. Alright, this game should be over though. Kuvira might be watching. Gotta take this off pass. Swim could kind of forfeit at this point, to be honest. I just use up all the regions that I didn't have yet. Aloof is also a fine play. They can also do that later.
Last tonight Rame buys me a new sail. You got caught.
We must all do our duty.
Arda's gonna make a meal of them.
I got big plans for this place.
And stress defense. A few sharp sides.
Do your worst.
I have urgent news.
You're dead meat.
You don't understand.
I didn't get built yet, right? No. He didn't get the banditry wink on, but I guess he doesn't want this to go to time as well. It's fair. This is key. I don't know about Heimerdinger. He's not surviving for long.
Big head, big brain.
I could open Pokey Stick. Don't think it's good necessarily. It does play around sharp side a bit. Might be
Stands
better.
beneath me and wins behind me.
But if Pokey trades into sharp side, I think I'm very fine.
I ran as fast as I could.
Kind of like setting up Whale for turn 5. I'm not really getting it though, the way these pulls are going. I like cycling for another 2-drop, I play 8 of them. Ooh, great draw. If this hits Screeching Dragon for like +2 cost, would be quite sweet. I'm not sure if I want to let this get vulnerable. Yeah, it's actually really good for the whale setup.
My shield is yours.
You got caught. I go. Smooth brain fool.
Press on.
Three damage darkness. Kinda gotta play Veigar though. low value hand on Swim's side. That's really good for me. If he opens up with Honored Lord, it could be a bit annoying. Sorry, with Bright Steer. Okay. And buffs it out of Whale as well. Alright, we know his whole hand though. It's almost over.
For the prince!
The young prince will be found.
I think it's pass and play Heimer post combat. It's a tempo matchup though, I could just shoot this with Darkness and play Sentinel.
The star.
You're covered!
I am here until I am no more. Gaze into the light.
My duty's done.
What seems to be the problem?
Ooh.
Watch me!
What a gamer. Sharp side, are you serious? No, single combat or something. It's a 5-1. Smart. Jarvan into this, but then you lose Jarvan to Darkness. Dragon into this, and you lose Dragon to Darkness. But this can only be single combat, that's the only card he can put on the stack. Two pretty sick back-to-back draws. I was thinking about playing aloof, but this is just so unlikely to happen. Oh, not using single combat. This looks like a mistake though.
Added to the bug list.
Aloof into Veigar next round. Heimer into Pathway's better. No, I like Aloof into Veigar more, I think. The Jarvan levels regardless. 4 damage Darkness is not that much better.
Look, a thing.
L, that's not ours.
Okay, so this is 4 or lower.
Prince Jarvan, the vanguard is here for you.
You are a sight for sore eyes, soldier. To arms!
Witness true power.
That's a good draw. Need jump blockers.
Right out!
I like sacking Veigar.
Just kill me.
Oh.
Who should I destroy first?
We fight till we're ragged! Then we fight again!
L, wait up!
To the castle!
I was just playing around sharp side top deck there. It's like only real way to lose. And I guess Golden Egg is annoying, but I don't think it makes me lose.
Ah, the sweet smell of science.
For the king.
Help! Somebody help!
Yes, yes, again.
The elements bind the living and the dead.
I must reach the king.
Double turrets. GG's. Hey, we did it. Bandle City represent. Let's go. Glob takes all the credit. Glob, I did not do the changes that you suggested. See how good Heimerdinger was? And you were saying, Mono Veigar Rekindler is so much better.
But, of course, the other person we do love in Runeterra is going to be FreshLobster. And we do have an interview with him. Lobster, congratulations on the victory.
Doing
How
us
you feeling,
proud
buddy?
of the new region.
Yeah, it's so hyped to do this on Bandle City. I'm so glad that I wrote this region. It does feel strong for this tournament, even though it's running on a limited card pool. And it's just awesome to represent the awesome new set of cards and actually have success with it. Shout out to Swim as well. I think he played pretty cleanly, pretty smartly, but Aloof Travelers kind of just rocked game one like crazy.
You went crazy on game one.
Yeah.
Oh.
And in the second one, it was just the value train. Like, Swim almost had me there. He got me down to 5 HP, set up a good open attack, but the last couple of draws were just not the right ones. Like, on that Jarvan attack, if he would have top decked the sharp side, he would have actually won. It did get down to the wire. They get pretty close, but yeah, I'm glad to take the W here with Bandle. It's amazing.
Well, I mean, you get locked into one region, but you actually get to play all of the regions because you're Bandle, so you get to manifest and pull other things out. But I wanted to just ask you, I mean, Bandle City, of course, being the new region, there's a lot of new things coming with it. But what are some of the strongest things you discovered while testing Bandle? What are some of the things you really loved about it when you were preparing for the tournament?
Even though it plays for a lot of tempo and can swarm the board very efficiently, it doesn't really run out of steam. Hidden Pathways is just such an insane value generation card, and a lot of the multi-region followers generate a lot of value without really being understated, without you losing tempo. For example, the 3-2 Shurima bomber thing, I don't remember the name, that generates a landmark. Super good. The landmark can be something like start hit peak, infinite value right there. Then you have the mayor, so good if he stays on board for a couple of turns. Like 3 mana 2/2. Once you play 2 or 3 multi-region followers, it already paid off big time. And often you can protect him with stress defense. He's gonna stay on board for a bit of for a little while. And also Buster Shot was one of the cards I discovered in preparation here. 2 mana deal 3. It's very easy to fulfill this conditionality effect, and it just helps a lot with controlling the board.
Yeah, super nice. It felt like you found a lot of value with that. But Skarzik, go ahead. You've got some questions as well.
Yeah, when you were playing the Heimerdinger Veigar, was Heimerdinger just there as a personal preference, or you were trying to go for a little bit of synergy, or was it a bit sillier on your part?
I mean, partially it was just me role-playing for sure. I just like the idea of the mad scientist deck, right? You have Veigar, the crazy madman. You have Heimerdinger, the good-spirited madman. And you have Conchologist in the deck as well. But it's also somewhat synergistic, right? You could almost build that Veigar Senna Darkness deck, like something close to it, but Senna was lacking for sure. And then you have Heimerdinger just as a Senna imposter, like filling the mana slot. Yeah, and there's also some synergy there in not playing Stilted Ropemaker, right? Because you want your darknesses to cost 3 if you play Heimerdinger, so you get the Fearsome turret that can also block Fearsomes. It's so good for board control.
Yeah, that's actually a really cool thought. Because yeah, I mean, it takes the same spot in the deck as Seta, right? It's 5 mana champion, does the same kind of thing, but it has its own role. Cutting Stilted Roadmate, that's big brain, Lobster, as always.
Yeah.
But I want to. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, I was just going to say there were also some hidden synergies that I just discovered this tournament. For example, you have Heimer on board, you play the Ixtali Sentinel. The darkness gets copied, you get 2 bots. That was happening at the very end of this game. Swin conceded. Unfortunately, we couldn't see it. There's a lot of
that's
secret
huge.
synergy. Then
That's
Mini-Mort,
really cool.
Elusive Turret, hello?
True.
Hidden
Mini-Mort
pathway.
elusive
Yeah.
turret. First speed elusive.
Yeah.
You could cancel an elusive blocker, put an elusive turret up. Yeah, I mean that's pretty insane. But I've gotta send you away, Lobster. But before I do, any final shout outs before we close out for the day?
Shout out to you guys for hosting this. Shout out to the Timo Hats. But most of all, shout out again to the charity that I'm representing today. Global Giving Climate Action Fund. I do think they're working for a very good cause, and I do appreciate if Riot is not the only one donating today for good causes, maybe the viewers will be motivated to do so as well.
All right, well, thank you so much, Lobster, for coming in, and congratulations on taking the tournament. So happy for you, buddy, and thanks for doing Bandle City proud.